Honorable Rector, Commissioner, Eminence, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thank you. Thank you for this invitation and thank you for this initiative. I think I'm deeply convinced that this is the right moment for a European Academy of Religion. And Professor Meloni asked me to make some remarks about the responsibility of the educated for the peace of religion. And so allow me 7 short remarks. First, Dietrich Bonhoeffer, a German Lutheran theologian and member of the resistance during National Socialism, stated that education is of no use if it fails in the presence of danger. The experience of his generation proved that humanistic education and related ideals could not avoid the catastrophe of the war, the Nazi barbarism, and the Holocaust. The educated have failed in a situation of extreme danger. This was also one of the reasons for the crisis with which the concept of education would later be faced. And today, what is the role of the educated in our European societies? What is the role of the educated in all the crises of the last months and years? Second remark, only by strengthening the inner freedom of people against ideologies, it is possible to counteract the value of the educated. What is needed is the ability stemming from freedom to mount resistance against the attempt of monopolization made by those who disregard human dignity. This is our strong belief as Christians and in all religions, the belief that God created us and gave us an inviolable dignity. The respect is the key to civilization. We strongly believe that religions bear special responsibility for the civilization of societies and for world peace. No peace in the world is possible without the peace of religions. Civilization cannot exist without the civilization of religions and through religions. This is the lesson we have learned from the history of Europe and the current state of conflicts in the world. Third remark. What we want to discuss within the context of the European Academy of Religion are the preconditions that are necessary to establish a dialogue of religions, a real dialogue with the opportunity for more understanding and for a better feeling what it means, religion in the 21st century. Religions which serve peace. And surely one of the preconditions is education. Fourth remark. Some years ago, the young girl Malala drew the attention of the international public opinion when she was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for her struggle in favor of education. Extremist groups, especially the Taliban and Boko Haram, wanted to kill her on that special account. Malala has fought for education at the risk of her life. One child, one teacher, one pen and one book can change the world. These were Malala's words on the day of her 16th birthday when she delivered a speech before the United Nations. And she added, "The extremists were and they are today afraid of books and pens. The power of education frightens them. They are afraid of women. Let us pick our books and pens. They are the most powerful weapons." Today, instead of the value of the educated at the time of the National Socialism, we are confronted with extremists who want to destroy education, who have special strategies to destroy education because they are afraid of people's intellectual maturity. They know that education is linked to enlightenment, which in turn leads people out of immaturity, makes them self-conscious, and gives them freedom, among which there are also freedom of religion. Fifth remark. The safeguarding of the freedom of religion is one of the major duties of states. From the state perspective, it is also beneficial to promote a culture of dialogue between religions in the light of a peaceful coexistence of different religions in modern societies. The precondition for this ability to establish a dialogue is that people feel to ease with their own religion and receive a religious education which fosters reflection and avoids the tendency to regard one's own convictions as absolute. Religious education must not be left to those who instrumentalize it for the purpose of cultural discrimination. Religious education is the most, I'm deeply convinced, is the most undervalued cultural good. At the same time, it is true that each religious community bears responsibility for ensuring that religious education leads to the respect of people who have a different religion or do not believe at all. Thus, we must envision a religious education which on the one hand is founded on the scientific approach to religions characterizing European universities, and on the other side allows a dialogue built on mutual respect. The question of God, in the light of science, favors clarification and enlightenment. On the basis of its historical experience, Europe can be the continent of a fruitful scientific reflection on religions. The theological debates which have taken place over the centuries in Europe, as well as the standards of the scientific work, offer fertile soil of the dialogue between the Abrahamic religions. Science is part of the public sphere and promotes clarification and illumination as elements of dialogue. The sixth remark. A peaceful coexistence of religions is possible only if civilizing standards are accepted. Respect of each human being, regard of human dignity and respect of fundamental rights. The belief that religion must not exploit the state for its end, nor the state the religion. These are fundamental reasons that make freedom possible, promote peace, and provide the foundations of tolerance. These convictions are necessary in order for religion not to destroy the public sphere and the sphere of freedoms in which it exists. One of the civilizing standards is allowing criticism to be practiced as a part of the intellectual culture in the dialogue between religions. Criticism helps practice respect. Respect and humility are the preconditions for the contribution that religions can give in modern societies to foster peace and freedom. Up until today, these standards have not been part of a worldwide ethos, as Malala's struggle has shown us. Last remark. Religion as a reason of people's hope and a source of values and attitudes. It is part of the cultural memory, and especially of the cultural memory in the European societies. And its related imagery and models of interpretation. The ability to unite one's own religiousness with the regard of other people's religiousness, and for those who are not believers, is one of the major duties of religious education, of the purpose of peace. A self-conscious religiousness must not be confused with fanaticism. It should serve peace. It is against this that education should be measured. Thank you.